Alright, so this is the Korg Electribe S rhythm production sampler. I've had this for 2 years now. I picked this up in Paris for like €160 or something like that. These came out in 2000s, beginning of the 2000s, made in Japan. Originally I think like £500, about that. I know I'm talking pounds to euros, but whatever, you know, it's reduced in price pretty significantly in the last 18 years. It's a crusty little machine, pretty noisy, but if that's what you're into, that's what you like, then this is perfect. Pretty cheap now, really powerful. You can use it to sequence external stuff. I use it to sequence drums in Ableton and other programs as well. And you get some really interesting effects actually using the kind of step sequencer to input patterns and then use it to trigger even like synths and stuff like that to get just different rhythms. It's a different way of working, you know. It's got a 95 seconds of sample memory, so you've got a maximum of 100 mono samples and 50 stereo samples, so 150 samples altogether. You've got 9 sample slots. You've got an audio in section where we actually need to turn these steps on so it knows to play the audio for those steps. So you can turn the audio off, and as it's playing you get those dropouts, those rhythmic kind of dropouts, which is quite cool sometimes. I'm going to be jamming on iMachine along with the Electribe and some grooves I've got in here. At the moment, all these samples have come from Battery, Native Instruments Battery. You can obviously sample into the device. We're going to do that as well. And they come to transfer samples is a right pain. It's on these cards. These are smart media cards, which were looking like they were going to be a big hit, and they weren't. They really suck. You can see they're super thin. I don't know if you can see that. Pretty bendy. I don't want to really break this. But I've been using my dad's old digital camera from the 90s to transfer samples between this because I couldn't find anything else. I really need to get an adapter. Alrighty, so let's just hear how this sounds, I guess. So this is a groove I've had for a while. I've used this in a couple of tracks actually. Let's see what else. We'll just go through some of these and see what what they are. Some of them are a bit mental, but we'll see. Of that wee like right at the end. You see I'm playing with a delay here in fact. One of my favourite tricks on this, you can't overdo it, but if you turn the delay time to 0 and then as you turn the depth up, you get this really big like bass boost, but it does totally just kill your highs and then you just got like all bass. So that's probably too much just there. Let's see, one more. Alright, there's enough of that. I could play so many of these. There's a little rhythmical one, okay. Kick on that super deep actually. Alright, enough of that. Let's go back to this one. Alright. So, what I'm going to do is is this recording still? Yeah, okay, we're good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sample in something off this into the machine, and I'm going to just see how that sounds. So on here we've got like a pitch speed for the part. As you pitch down, the part gets slower, higher, it gets faster. So one of my favorite things to do is import some rhythmical samples, and then as you're changing this, if you're playing it against a straight beat, you can get these polyrhythms out of this machine, which this thing quantizes everything. You press record and you can play these in, but it just quantizes them. So it's quite a nice way to break out of that quantized feel and everything. So I'm going to sample something from this. This isn't the best sound ever, but once we get it in here and manipulate it and work it to the rhythm, it's going to sound a lot better. So I had something like... That's what we're going to work with. Not the best, not the most imaginative, but just you wait. So we're going to go to sample, down to sample, and get this ready. And then I get started and then I press record. There we go. So now, got it. So I'm going to write it onto 79. Just this little crazy look. Is this writing it in? Okay, so let's go back to the pattern. I'm going to put it, we've got nothing on here, so let's do sample 79. Are we going to hear anything? That's a reverse and the volume's down. That's why. There we go. So at the moment, this is just set to play at the beginning of each. It's not even a bar, is it? 2 bars? It's playing on every first and third beat. It's triggering. So it's a little quiet and the level's up, so we'll run this through the compressor. Pretty sure all the drum parts are on that. And we can turn the level down here to balance it. So at the moment, I mean, yeah, it's kind of working, but it's not like the most amazing thing ever. So let's try pitch it and see what rhythms we can get out of it. And maybe a little more. That works. I prefer that kind of thing. And that's what we play it. So, really cool thing I love about this machine is how you can break out of that quantized thing again just by pitching samples with the rhythmical samples, Jesus, to get those polyrhythms, different textures and sounds out of it. Again, pretty crusty machine, does sound a bit fuzzy, but I love it for that. I love it so much. So on here I got some guitar samples loaded up, which we can't hear because this isn't on. So I'm going to play along with this. And this is at the moment, actually it's on the audio in through, so we're going to take the audio in pad apart, turn all these on, see at these, and hopefully it works. It's in key, just about. That da 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 is like just in key. Alright, that's it. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. That was just a quick look at the Electribe, one of my favourite pieces of kit. I use this for almost everything. If I'm not using the sounds in this, I'm using it to sequence other stuff. I use it to process bass, stuff from apps. I use a lot of music apps for my songs. And I love it. I love using the onboard effects. Some of them great, some of them not so great, but I use this almost on everything. It's really great, and if you can get one, just get one, because they are totally awesome. They're so good. So, that said, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.